Welcome back to Tactile Carry. It's time to play small ball. I've been giving a lot of attention lately to some of our big, overbuilt two-son knives. If you haven't seen them, check out the catalog. Time to switch gears though. Let's get small. Today we're looking at the CIVIVI Banter 2 in blue, the CJRB Maileah, and an unknown name, the YESISOK. Y-E-S-I-S-O-K, YESISOK. That's that tiny titanium folder with S35VN steel blade. Make it make sense. We're gonna try to do that. So I started off with some hands-on time with this CIVIVI Baby Banter 2 in a really nice blue. And we're gonna go over all the features here shortly, but for now we're just getting some hands-on. We're appreciating the feel of these milled scales. And if we take a close-up look at that blade, you'll see some of the markings. There is the Nitro V steel and the WIUG, which of course means watching influencers unbox garbage. No, it doesn't. I was kidding. Just seeing if you're paying attention. It means what is up, guys? And then we have the CJRB Maileah. I don't know. Anyways, this one's glow in the dark. Can you believe that? You'll see it glowing later, so hang around. I actually had it engraved with my nickname, not CJRB, Swags. That's not my nickname. That's the designer. We'll talk about her later. For now, though, let's admire this little compact glow-in-the-dark package with red thumb studs. And there's our lanyard attachment. We're going to check which color and style of lanyard works with this knife later, so stick around. And that Wharncliffe Tanto-style blade. Liner lock. Oh, the blade steel AR RPM 9. You're only going to see that on CJRB knives. That's a proprietary steel. And guess what? Patents don't run out on metallurgy products like they do on medications. So if they do things right, they're going to hold on to that one forever. So here we go with the blade markings. There's the steel that I was just mentioning. And Swags. Who is Swags? Well, that's Savannah Swaggerty. She's a knife reviewer and a knife designer, and she goes by Sharp and Pointy Swags. She has designed for CJRB, and this is her knife. She's also designed the More Maileah, which I'm not familiar with, but I will be. And look at this little monster. This is a YESISOK, Y-E-S-I-S-O-K, YESISOK titanium liner lock. Oh, you've never heard of YESISOK, and you call yourself a knife enthusiast? Shame. I'm kidding. I've heard of YESISOK for the first time about a month ago. And not since. Mini blade. Speaking of blade, that's S35VN. Really good steel for that blade. Drop point stonewash finish on the blade. Liner lock. Really light. About 1¼ ounces or a little more than that. The anodized color, which fades from purple to brown and back to purple. It's really an attractive little knife, but is it really useful? We're going to find out. Even has a lanyard hole, so we'll see if we can make use of that. And there's about 12 different styles of this knife, so check the description for this and its entire line that look and feel similar to it. And the band is back together again, all three. So let's dig a little deeper into this CIVIVI Baby Banter 2 in blue. Nitro V blade, 59 to 61 on the hardness scale. There is the crossbar lock right there. Nitro V blade, I think I mentioned that already. The weight's about 2.3 ounces. We're going to get it on the scale here soon. Reversible deep carry tip up pocket clip. It does have a lanyard hole. The screws are recessed, so we're not snagging our clothing as we're carrying this little guy around. Now, I don't have access to CIVIVI's sales numbers, but I bet you this is not far behind the Elementum. This is a very popular little knife. So let's get a better look at this CJRB Maileah. Overall length, about 5½ inches. That blade's about 2.4 inches in length. The blade still, remember, is that AR RPM 9. That's a proprietary steel from the CJRB, the Wharncliffe Tanto style blade. This one's glow in the dark, remember that. Liner lock, front flipper. You also have those studs, which that's my preferred method. I'm not much of a front flipper person, so I rely on those pretty red studs to deploy. And like I said, they glows in the dark. Did I say that already? I don't think I did. And a deeper look at this little titanium liner lock, YESISOK. That's the company name, I suppose. Just barely over 3 inches when it's fully open. The blade length is about 3/4 of an inch long. That's it. The blade steel, again, is S35VN, drop point stonewashed finish on that blade. TC4 titanium alloy handle, liner lock. It's a thumb stud deployment only. That's the only way you can get this open. Weight, we're going to confirm this. It's coming in, I'm thinking about 1.3 ounces. And then you have this beautiful anodized handle. All right, it's weigh-in time. Let's see what these little blades actually weigh. Before we go any further, let's confirm that our scale is accurate. We have this 100-gram weight, and it shows up as 100 grams. So I am fairly confident that what we get will be fairly accurate. Let's get that CIVIVI Baby Banter on the scale. Being told it's 2.32 and it's coming at 2.31. I'm okay with that. 1/100th of an ounce off. I'm okay with that. The Maileah, we're being told 2.19 ounces and we get 2.21 ounces. Not a big deal. Don't care. And this little titanium folder, 1.34 ounces, we're getting 1.29 ounces. So neither of these three knives are right out of the box. But I haven't been working with them. I'm not using them full time. So let's talk about paper cutting. And the CIVIVI Baby Banter did just fine. It sliced through just fine. And the Maileah, let's see what kind of results we get from this CJRB blade. Same deal, cuts right through. Now, we're talking about this little tiny blade. I don't know how it's gonna do. Let's see. Oh. Interesting. Cuts right through. That's that S35 blade. So pretty good blade still on that little guy. I think I've said that before. Now, let's talk about cutting some polytube with the CIVIVI Baby Banter. And it went through just fine. Not razor sharp, still very sharp. So take that for what it's worth. Very sharp, not razor sharp. The Maileah, slightly different blade shape. That Warncliffe Tanto style blade. It's taken a little more effort. And like I said about the Baby Banter, not dull, not razor sharp, not right out of the box. And this little S35VN titanium folder, remember it comes in 12 different styles. Let's see how this handles the polytube. That had a little bit of an easier time than the other two. But is this a knife we want to be using in the yard? It's really small. I don't know. All right, time to cut some, not rope, but lanyard with the CIVIVI Baby Banter. Went through pretty much like butter. Let's double up that lanyard or paracord and get through, and it's just fine. I'm out of rope. If you've watched other videos, you may be wondering, why aren't you cutting rope? Why are you cutting a lanyard? Well, these are small knives, and I'm out of rope for now. And then the Maileah single paracord, yeah, it went through just fine. Yeah, and double it up, it's just fine. I bet you that little titanium folder has an easy time as well. So let's do some cutting with that. And I'm telling you, this little S35VN blade is sharper than the other two. Noticeably sharper than the other two. All right, let's talk pocket fit. The CIVIVI Baby Banter in summer shorts. That's a good fit. I like it. Not loose, not too tight, not snagging on anything, and the front as well. Yeah, also fine. If I drop it the whole way down, I want it clanking around with car keys and change, that's fine as well. And the Maileah, let's see, back pocket. Yeah, actually that's a little loose. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bend that clip in just a bit because it's loose, accessible, but loose. And then the front pocket, I'm sure it's going to be loose as well. I don't know if that's ever going to go anywhere, if I'm going to lose it, but I don't want to lose it. So yeah, I got to work on that clip. It's really loose. So, and we don't have a clip on this little titanium blade. So I guess we're just dropping it in the pocket. Yeah, I don't know. It's accessible for sure, but I don't want it clanking around with change and car keys, messing up that nice titanium handle. So I got to think long and hard about that one. And jeans. I'm in shorts all the time, but I know that not everybody is. So how these fit in a pair of Levi's, back pocket, the CIVIVI Baby Banter. Yeah, nice and snug, but not too snug. Accessible, comes right out. Okay, front right pocket, same deal, plenty of room, it's not bottoming out. And then, hey, that little watch pocket, which I don't use for anything. Let's see if this little guy actually works there. It does. It doesn't encroach on my belt, which is a pet peeve of mine. I don't like my knives touching my belt and getting in the way. So, wow, I finally found a knife that works in that little watch pocket. Amazing. And the CJRB Maileah back pocket, that clip's still a little bit loose, but it works. You know, I need to spend a little time bending that. So, and then the front right pocket just fine, a little loose, and then also works in the watch pocket. So, all right, I found two knives that actually work in that little watch pocket without snagging my belt. Sweet. All right. Now, yeah, here comes our little titanium folder with S35V steel. All we can do is drop it in the pocket. You know, if it's the only thing in my back pocket, that's fine. But if I got a titanium pen and other things back there, I don't want to mar the finish. Front pocket, it just drops to the bottom. And then, it drops into that little watch pocket. But it's not easy to get out. It's not easy getting it out of that little watch pocket, which is a shame. So, you know, do we talk about getting a clip on this little thing? I don't know. So what do we do about lanyards? With the CIVIVI Baby Banter in this blue color. So I have this navy blue, and it's the darker blue. I don't know. I don't think that, I mean, it could work, but you got two shades of blue. What else we got? Maroon. It's not terrible, but I don't think that's going to end up on this knife. And then there's black. Black could work, and I'll tell you why. Because the pivot with the C logo is black and silver, so maybe black with a silver bead could match fairly well. What's our next color? Red. Yeah, that's a little much. You know, it does pop a little bit, but I don't know if that's going to end up on this Baby Banter. And this khaki color, that actually does work. Maybe khaki with a black bead, maybe? I think that could work. Yellow? Maybe. Different shade of yellow? Different shade of maybe. Safety orange. I thought that would look terrible. It didn't look all that bad. That could work. This gray. You know, it doesn't match the hardware, but it's kind of close. So maybe gray with a black bead, maybe. And a different shade of blue. And that doesn't match either. That might have been closer than the navy, but yeah, that's going to be a no. Oh, army green. Yeah, it sounds like it would not work, but that could. So army green is a maybe. Army green goes with a lot for some reason. And the Maileah. First off, I don't know how these are going to get into that lanyard slot. Navy's a maybe. Did I just make a rhyme? Navy maybe? Navy's a maybe. What's next? Black. You know, black could work. You know, we got black engraving on the blade. So black is certainly possible. Maroon? I don't know. We got the red hardware. It doesn't match the thumb studs. Slightly different color, or, you know, a red and a maroon. I just don't think they go. And then a different red. I still don't think, yeah, that doesn't match either. I'm going to say no. Maroon and red, No. Safety orange, not crazy about that. And then yellow. Yeah, I don't see that on this knife. I don't use yellow a lot for anything, and it's probably not going to end up here either. Army green. I'm sorry, that's black. Black is a maybe, just because of the engravings on the blade. Black is maybe. Gray? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that really goes. Doesn't look terrible, it's just I think we have our options. It's yellow. Yeah, I don't know. I better repurpose this yellow because it doesn't end up on any of my knives. Khaki? That could work. That might work. Blue. That's not the navy. That's that other blue, and it just does not work. Oh. Well, we do have a lanyard hole on this little titanium guy. I don't know what's going to work here. I have another idea, which stick around. I don't think we're going the traditional route on this paracord for this little YESISOK. Am I saying that right? YESISOK titanium. But I do have an idea. The big reveal. The Baby Banter. Oh, we went with black because the engraving on the blade is black. The pivot screw on the other side with the CIVIVI logo is black and silver, so that matches. You know, this works. I know we had some blues. Those blue paracord colors weren't going to work. The Maileah. What? A camera strap as a lanyard? Are you crazy? No, I think it works. I like it. I like it. Why'd I do this? Well, I was having a hard time getting any paracord into that opening. But this went right in. I just threaded it in and tied a knot, and that was it. So I think I'm going to stick with this. What? Microcord with a brass-colored skull. I kind of like that. Nothing else is going to work. I wasn't going to fish a thick 550 paracord through that little hole. And the most important part of this video is, boom, can we stick these knives in a log? Because if I can't stick it in a log, I'm sending it back like overcooked pasta. What am I going to do about this? I do not want to cut my pinky off. Oh, a plastic mallet. So I had the Maileah out in full sunlight here in the Sonoran Desert, and boy did it charge. My goodness, it is glowing like plutonium, and I'll just take it into a dark room and you'll see. Now this typically lasts a few hours, tops. But still, looks pretty cool. And hey, everything you've seen in this video will be detailed in the description, so take a look. Thanks for watching.